All right, good evening, everybody. James here again, and this is Monday, day 18 recap of my options small account challenge. I placed quite a few trades today, a couple of day trades, a couple of swing trades. My first trade was on Micron this morning at 6:51, and I played this one on a pullback, just a quick pullback here. It was running up pretty good this morning, and then we had this first red candle. We had a second red candle. I watched it. It turned into a doji. So when the next candle hit and it broke the doji, I went ahead and entered this with calls. And I wrote it up to about here, 6:57. I was in it for about 6 minutes. Got a quick 10%, a 10% gain on this one. I could have wrote it out a little more, and this maybe would have gave me 12, 13%. But after the big losses I had earlier, and I'm just now getting back above 500, I'm going small again and taking my 5 to 10% gain. So I didn't risk it. Next trade I entered was Bank of America at 654. I love this stock and I hate this stock at the same time. It moves, but it doesn't move. And it's cheap to trade, so I keep going back to it, and I don't know why. I don't make a lot off of it, but I don't lose a lot either. So 654, I watched it here. It came back up, and I watched this drop back down after that run, and I entered off the bounce of the 3.8 in anticipation of it going up, and it did, but it kind of zigzags here, and it really bugs the crap out of me. So I ended up over here selling half my position. I bought 2 contracts. I sold one for about 5% gain, just to lock in some profits. I didn't like the way it was moving in this range here, and after that, she just traded sideways. I would get down 3 or 4%, get up 1 or 2%, and by the end of the day, I think I was up a couple percents. I don't think it's going to show it right now. Bank of America, yeah, okay. It closed. I was down 3%. I didn't get out. I decided to hold on to it. I like the way it's trading on the daily. It ran up prior to earnings, gapped up after earnings, continued, broke through the 200-day, went sideways for a couple, and then continued back up again. So I'm going with the flow here, the trend, and it's going to have another green day tomorrow. I'll get out 5, 10, maybe more percent if I'm lucky. So that's my goal with Bank of America. I then entered U.S. Steel. This one kind of got faked out on, but I'm still in it. I got in at 1107 on puts for this one, and I watched it come up. It came back down. It did the cross on my 3.8, and then when it broke it, that's when I entered. But then it completely just reversed on me, and it was a green candle, then it went back down to a red candle, then it stuck to a doji. Next candle, same thing. It went up, had a lot of selling pressure, went down, turned into a doji. I mean, it did this for 3 candles. Same thing, up, doji. So it went sideways, went down. I got up about 1% here. Then just trend sideways for a little bit. So I didn't get out. My stop loss is 10%. It's sitting literally pretty much at 9% right now. So come morning, if this opens 10% or below loss, I will get out. That's my stop loss now is 10% max. I can't afford to lose all the money I gained to back up again. So we'll see. But maybe we'll get lucky and US Steel will drop a little bit. Next trades I entered, the last 2, Verizon and Harley Davidson. These are a little bit high riskier trades. I'm playing them on earnings. I did some research, and some analysts state, Verizon likelihood that it's actually going to miss its estimated earnings, and so I bought some puts on Verizon. And that's my ultimate goal. Verizon has been trending pretty shitty the last couple of days. The last 3 days have been red. Today's even was the biggest red day with a slight gap down. Earnings are tomorrow morning. I'm anticipating it to have not so great earnings and either gap down or at least drop down a little bit. I would like to get a nice 20-30% gain on this one. The other one was Harley Davidson. Same thing. It's got earnings in the morning. Some research I did, analysts state that it should have some fairly decent earnings. So I'm shooting for a gap up on Harley. And this one actually, I think, it was up already 2% by the time market closed. So assuming all goes well, 50-50 shot here. I'm looking for 20-30% gains on both Harley Davidson and Verizon. Luckily, the trades weren't too expensive, so if all hell breaks loose and they go bad, the most I can lose is $94 with Verizon and $134 with Harley. So cross our fingers. Earning plays have worked. I've been pretty good at catching the right trend direction with them when I do play. So here's to a great open tomorrow. AA, I have been in this now, as you guys know, almost a week and a half. I think I got in it Tuesday. Monday was closed. Today made up a significant amount of its loss, so I'm going to hold on to it again. It is still trending down. Very slow trend, but it is trending down. I got a few days left, but I am losing value quite quickly. So here's to a couple of more days. I'll be happy if maybe I get lucky and get to a 10% loss, and I'll just cut it out. I don't think I have much left. I got 4 days, so it expires Friday. I want to get out before then, unless it does a really good, drop tomorrow. So that's where we stand. I ended the day at 601.18, so we are back $101 positive over the starting balance. So we'll see if we can't get to 700 by the end of the week, and we'll get this thing moving. Thank you guys. Have a great evening.